Tonight, the leader of California's reparations task force is speaking out after state lawmakers blocked two reparations-related proposals. The California Legislative Black Caucus decided to withhold those bills from moving forward. That led to a big protest at the Capitol over the weekend, as you see here. That's what the video is that you're watching right now. KCRA 3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala spoke with the reparations leader.
Yeah, so Ashley, what does she have to say about how this whole session ended over the weekend?
And Golston and Lisa, Kamala Moore was the chairwoman of California's historic reparations task force. That group wrapped up its work last year after spending years studying the effects of slavery, racial discrimination, and its impact on Black Californians. She says she felt betrayed by the Black Caucus after it decided to block two bills she says were fundamental for reparations. Emotions still high after this scene at the state capitol over the weekend.
It's Black people stopping their own people from getting their reparations.
Reparations supporters frustrated by the Legislative Black Caucus's last-minute decision to block votes in the Assembly on proposals that would establish a state agency and state fund for reparations. The Black Caucus divided, with some saying they were afraid of the governor's veto, while the caucus leader, Assemblymember Lori Wilson, claimed the bills did not have the vote.
It's historic to just block the vote completely. Don't even let it go to the floor for a vote. Any Black person who has the opportunity to let something this historic go to a vote, and in a lot of people's opinion, we had the votes. Now, there's obviously some members of the Democratic Party who are going to vote no on this, and we need to get down to why these people. If we don't start voting on this kind of legislation or getting it to the point of where it's on a national level and everybody's understanding what's going on. This went out on a little fishbowl, and nobody reported on it on the national scene. Nobody pushed hard because, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many others, it had something to do with Kamala Harris's campaign, because she is anti-reparations. And it would be a horrible look for California to go do anything on reparations in the positive. And or in the negative. Anyway, it's going to put it in the conversation. It's going to be a question that somebody's going to ask her. And everyone knows that when the camera's in her face and she's asked about reparations, it hasn't gone well for her. And they don't want to start now. They're trying to correct shit. They just want to ignore it. They want to push it off and make it act like it didn't happen. And I'm so pissed off because I know that it had to do with Kamala's campaign. Even though if she wasn't running for president right now, if there was a white person, they still wouldn't bring it up because the Democrats are running from reparations and they're as against it, if not more, than the Republicans. And we're the ones suffering and giving them our votes. We got to recalibrate, folks. This party is definitely not for us.
What happened on Saturday was unconscionable.
Kamala Moore led California's reparations task force that helped come up with these recommendations. She did not expect this.
What we saw was a complete betrayal by the California Legislative Black Caucus against their own constituents. They chose to prioritize their ego and their own self-interest over the people that they claim to serve.
It seemed like Democratic legislative leaders were hands-off about this. Do you think they should have stepped in?
I do think that the Assembly leadership, namely the Assembly Speaker Robert Rivas, should have, intervened. In effect, he sided with the Black Caucus.
How do you, the advocates, the supporters, how do you all move forward here? What are the next steps?
The next step for us is to keep pushing to hold the California Legislative Black Caucus accountable.
Yes on six! Yes on six!
We tried to get a response from caucus leader Assemblymember Lori Wilson at a different reparations-related rally that she was supposed to headline at the state capitol Tuesday, but she canceled her appearance.
It's just a damn shame when Black politicians do that to us, because that's all we got. Everything we try to do on our own, they snuffed out. They eliminated it. They executed it. They ended it. They put an end to our civil rights movement. They put a beginning and an end to what they call Jim Crow. They get to pick when they start and stop the terror in our lives. We just deal with the terror daily, and they get to pick when it ends and when it begins. And then we got our own Black leaders that we vote into office so that they can give us some relief, so that they can advocate for us. And what do? They go and get behind closed doors with members of the higher ups in the Democratic Party and that damn Gavin Newsom and work against us. We don't stand a chance when we got folks like this working against us and we trust them. We stand a chance if we quit trusting them. If we start pulling away from them and making them useless. Because as soon as we don't support them, they're useless. No one wants to hear from Kamala Harris if she ain't got that 33 million, 35 million black votes. That's why they want to hear from her. She has nothing special about her. Take away the black vote and see if they still want her to be their candidate. And that damn black caucus, they got black people to vote them into those positions only to stop a historic vote on reparations. I don't know, man. That stuff is hard to take.
Question. Now, Assemblymember Wilson's spokesperson told us in part she canceled her appearance there because she did not want to detract from the importance of that rally.
It would have been very important for her to be there, detract from the importance of the rally. The importance of the rally would have been your ass coming there and explaining your position. I just can't believe that we got black people who fight that hard to be in the circles of white people who don't like them. And you know they don't like it, but they just treat you a little bit better than they treat those other blacks, I guess. But where's it getting us, you guys? What is this Democratic Party doing to us? Honestly. And the Republican Party, shit, don't get me wrong. I hate saying that shit because I don't talk about Republicans. I don't vote for them. Never have, never will. But when I start being down on Democrats, because I fucking voted for them my whole life. I have the right to say some fucked up shit about them because I voted for them my whole life. And most of you have too. And you still scared to say some shit. You voting for a motherfucker. He worked for you. You're supposed to be critical of him. Oh, no. We lie and act as if we're a part of the campaign. You shouldn't be. Peel yourself away from that and question some shit. And you wouldn't be voting the way you vote.
As we worked on this story, we also tried to interview California Secretary of State Shirley Weber, who wrote the law that launched the Reparations Task Force years ago. She declined our request. We should note her daughter is Assemblymember Akilah Weber. She's another Black Caucus member who is under scrutiny for Saturday's actions. Back to you.
All right, we'll keep following this along with you. Ashley, thanks for bringing us up to date on that.
Your daughter follow your damn footsteps, go into government, only to sell out a race of people. That's some bullshit. I mean, what kind of a guy that? And you missed the. You know what? It just makes you want to try harder. It don't make me give up, and I ain't gonna. And you guys can't either, man. This is ridiculous. We need to stop with all this. All these black people getting on TV who need us. I don't care how good you are in the NBA. If black people don't support you, it don't matter. Everybody want to be where we at. Everybody want to know what's cool because we say it's cool. And you guys just getting to the point when you're following people who really are following you. If that makes any sense. It's just a sad weekend that we had to go through here in California. And that I'm just putting it out there, you guys, everybody have a responsibility to share this shit with one person who didn't know. Just say, man, did you know that? And if they say no, share this with them. Say, well, now you know. At least, Jesus, can you believe that they hate us that much? That they hate us that much, that they use whatever leverage they have over our own people to make our people look like pieces of shit. They make them look horrible just because they know that there are elected representatives and they can stop them from helping us. They don't have an adversarial relationship. They're sitting there in bed with Gavin Newsom when the relationship should not be that way. It should be adversarial. And if he tell you to hold back your bill because Kamala Harris is running, you're supposed to fire back something that is a negotiating tactic of, no, we ain't holding back shit. I mean, what are you going to do to make us hold it back? And if he just say hold it back just because we got love, like, no, hell no. No, it's going forward then. You better make me be able to go to my people and not be ducking rallies that are subsequent to the vote. Because you fucked up and now you can't face your people. So you don't want to be there. You take the easy road. You was there. Well, you shouldn't have showed up for the vote then. Why show up not to vote? That's a statement. It's a statement that we need to pay attention to, black people. And anybody else who cares about reparations, we appreciate the support. We really do, because it's the right thing to do. And I appreciate all comments, likes, and subscriptions. But this stuff right here, man, it just make you really understand why people act the way they do. Arguing and fighting over Kamala Harris, and she has a no reparation. That tells the story. She's anti-reparations. She's anti-reparations. If she's anti-reparations, then what in the hell is she doing anywhere near the Democratic Party that we're a part of? Because we don't get it yet. The Democratic Party is anti-reparations. And some of you black people vote for them, know it, and you're okay with it. Because I've had people tell me in recent days, and more than one, that we all are on equal footing and just need to be given a fair chance and we'll all be all right. Because they don't realize they like 8 laps behind already in the race. They don't even understand that when you that brainwashed, dead, and ignorant, that you don't even realize that you're operating at a deficit. If you don't even see that, then how's somebody ever supposed to reach you? How are you going to be helpful to our race if you can't even think your way out of a paper bag? You can't even think your way to vote properly. It's perfectly fine to vote for Kamala Harris. I don't got no goddamn problem who you vote for. Vote for Donald Trump too, if you wanna. But vote for the one that's gonna do something for your ass. Because we've been getting duped all these years. We got her in office acting like she ain't in office. Acting like this shit that's fucked up ain't her. She running against herself. You can't do that. Where do we do that shit at? Where the vice president who's about to step up ain't running off her wonderful record that her president left and that she was a part of developing. She's running off of all these damn illegal immigrants coming into the country and black people being treated worse than they ever have been, because we're being treated equal. We're being treated like everybody else, and we ain't equal. It's fucked up to take somebody and put them in a place and expect them to flourish and thrive, and they're already way, way, way down below. Everybody else has their head above water talking to you on the shore, and the water is above our head, and you're wondering why we ain't asking for nothing, because we can't even breathe. We can't even breathe. We got the police killing us. We got all this fucked up shit happening, and we still don't get it. They're about to make millionaires out of all you, just so in case you didn't know. All you Californians was about to get $1 million or something in the ballpark of that, depending on what they hash out. I'm sure it would have been less. But you know what it would have been? It would have been money that the states keep claiming they don't have. We ain't got it. We broke. And black people going with that one too. They broke. There's no need even. Oh, yes, it is. You get that shit. You get that new 40 acres and a mule in California in paper, in writing. And then once that state owes you $800,000, $1 million, whatever the hell they decide to give us, then you have no reason to be paying taxes, sales tax, property tax, any kind of tax, because they owe you. If you owe them, you know how that goes, right? So they owe you. So there'd be no reason for black people in the state of California to be paying taxes, which closes the wealth gap like this. And they know it. It does a lot. Kill them taxes and watch us flourish. Watch us open businesses, because our businesses won't be taxed. People don't like that idea, do they? But that's the way it should be, because you fucked up your economy so much that that's your excuse for not paying us. So if you fucked up your economy so much that we gotta suffer, then you should suffer by us relinquishing our taxes to ourselves, back to ourselves, and not to you anymore. Giving you our tax money has harmed us, because you take our money and use it against us. You take our money and give it to illegal immigrants. Not other U.S. citizens for program. You take our money and ship it overseas for people who oppress Africans. Look up Ukraine's history. Ukraine is not the country we need to be supporting. They are oppressors in Africa. And we need to understand these people's positions in the world And before we just blindly go help them and start bringing them into the country and acting like it's just the right thing to do. Maybe it isn't. I don't know whether it is or isn't. I know the right thing to do is get our goddamn votes. I'm a little mad today, you guys. That just makes no sense why we can't get our black people. And now we're going to vote them out. And then the next time this vote come up, y'all know how it go. Well, we ain't got enough votes. We're never going to have enough votes. But that's why we have to keep letting them vote this kind of shit down so we have a record. The record now is going to say in 50 years or 80 years when people who are no longer alive are reading this stuff, they're going to say, oh, well, the blacks were doing well enough at that time that the black caucus in California just didn't even bring it to a vote and none of the blacks, they didn't have riots, nobody went crazy, no random citizens showed up. So yeah, history is going to be very unkind to us and very inaccurate as usual. But anyway, guys, I'll see you on the next one.